Next up, we have ELEISON Deepwoken OST by Noctigonis. Apparently, this is a Roblox game. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. If you like the sound of that, make sure to like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Consider becoming one of them paid memberships. Support the channel even further that way. Two disclaimers. Number one, this is my first time hearing this track ever, so I will be pausing a lot as I will be pointing things out as I hear them. Number two, this is happening live on stream on a single take. So take that into consideration because whatever happens, happens. I might stumble upon my words, that kind of thing. Anyway, with that being said, let's do this. ELEISON. Let's go. Okay, we start with a couple of very nice things. One, we have that almost like a siren, like an alarm going off synth up high. We have, of course, the lyrics being sung, ELEISON, and then we have a bass line giving us what could be our motif. The motif being the smallest version of our musical idea, the seed from which everything else comes from. And Nocti does the vocals himself. Nice. That's some good voice. That's a good voice. Let me just delete everything from the paint before we continue. So let's see where this is taken. It's a good intro so far. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so now another thing I just noticed is that the bass line is syncopated to the rhythm of that higher synth, of that like beeping, of that beeping high up, of that siren going off. It's syncopated. So syncopation is just when you go against the beat, which is exactly what the bass is doing. It's kind of like a call and response going on here. So, you know, the beep goes off in call, the bass responds with something else. And we introduced a second line of voices giving us a little bit more counterpoint. Counterpoint being, of course, the study of melodies and how they interact with each other, with themselves, and how melodies behave, all that kind of stuff. And we are having two vocal lines doing kind of like a chorale. So let's see how this goes. We switch over, we switched the vocals as well, and more importantly, we brought an organ. Once again, instrumentation and orchestration. When it comes to these, it is picking the right instrument not just for the right sound and texture, but also for the right psychological response. An organ we associate with those big institutions. I call it the overwhelming hierarchy, right? Because a piano is an instrument that you can fit in almost any house or apartment. You can fit a piano in most places. You can fit a keyboard in most places. So even though it's a difficult instrument to learn and it takes some skill and it's a mark of class to an extent, it is still something that a single person can own. An organ, however, especially one of those big pipe organs, you have to design entire buildings around them. That is limited to stuff like cathedrals, basilicas, maybe even symphony halls, concert halls, that kind of thing. They have to be massive buildings, and there's just a lot of money and a lot of organization required in order for you to be able to even make one. Even less consideration for how much it takes to maintain one of those. So they are very big, and it's one of those things that we associate with things like the church, like the academia, like conservatories, concert halls, symphony halls. So that sense of higher than thou, that there's something way bigger, that kind of thing. And yeah, that's what we get with the organs, and it's just... It's always that sense of crisis, almost, because now you're facing off against something like this, right? So let's see where it goes. New vocal line, there's no bass here. Bass from the organ, more vocals. We're having what could be basically a chorus or a chorale, a chorus, of course, which is mostly on the... It could be a women's chorus with some tenors over there. A women's chorus would usually be like soprano, soprano, and alto. Maybe 2 altos, 2 sopranos, or maybe SAT, which is soprano, soprano, alto, and tenor. Tenor is for men. That's the higher end of men's range. So we have that was my computer. So we have this going on, giving us this sense of just being higher up, giving us this sense of like a ceiling up there. Let's see where it goes. Ooh. I was not expecting this. So we now bring a kick drum and a snare, giving us a very interesting, now more locomotive, I would say, rhythmic beat, and we've introduced some synths to it on top of that. That is very interesting. I like it. It's a very stark contrast to what we just heard. And it's, you know, very video game-y, so it could be like, oh, now you're your character here, now we go back to you. Small scale. Yeah. so yeah, that's main motif right there, yep. Nice. Wait, that is a main motif right there, occurs throughout many tracks. So if it's a motif that happens in many tracks, it's no longer just a motif, it's a leitmotif. Leitmotif is something that Wagner coined. So Richard Wagner, he wrote a bunch of operas. He made one that was called the Ring Cycle, which is 4 operas, 3.5 hours each. It is one of the inspirations that Tolkien took for The Lord of the Rings. You can, if you watch those operas, you will see where he drew a bunch of this stuff. And it's very based on Norse mythology, that kind of thing. And he saw that there were some motifs that he really liked, and he didn't want it to just not use them again. So, for example, whenever somebody mentions Valhalla, the Wagner tubas come in and play this beautiful melody every time Valhalla is either in frame or mentioned. Same with Odin, same with Loki, same with all the other characters that exist throughout the entirety of all 4 operas. So, yeah, there you go. Oh, that was my computer again. That's on you, Nico, that's on you. So yeah, we have that now, and this would be a leitmotif. So, we bring some electric guitars, hell yeah! And that piano going in the back. Another moment of contrast, we bring in a flute? Huh. French fries, context. Because you just said, found my lost sister's rabbit under my bed. Is your sister the one that is lost, or is the rabbit lost? Alright, let's continue. Yeah. Alright. Oh, nice. Ooh. And we have the bass from the start. It's the same bass from the start. No longer lost now? Good. So we got the bass again, going from the start. That original one that was doing the response to that siren that was going off. That siren, is that the right word? No, I would say the alarm, whatever that is, right? So yes. Alright, Nico, calm down. You're live on air. Let's see. Ooh, nice. Okay, so we are having this flute-like synth doing these really fun motifs going on. And something that a guitar started doing, the guitar started doing a rhythmic counterpoint to the bass drum that is going on right now. It's not entirely polyrhythmic, it's more like a call and response, but we are seeing some really, really fun just back and forths with these two. It's okay, Nico. Just telling you. So yeah, no. It's that's fun. This is fun. Because it's fairly uncommon to see instruments just go off that much off script when it comes to rhythm. So interesting stuff. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Like having, because usually when you have a guitar like that, you want to have it like just tight with the kick drum. So you will be hearing the kick drum and the guitar and it just goes off like that. Right now, they were going off against each other, but it was in a really, really cool way. That was actually cool. That actually sounded really cool. I'm impressed by that. Like, I am unironically gonna have to check out Roblox at this point, man, because some of the music we've heard is incredible. It's insane. So yeah, let's see. Back to this we'll go. Back to the chorale. Variation. A bit of recapitulation, a bit of variation, minor variations, I would say. This just took my heart, dude. Oh, this is awesome. So, we bring in guitars and the bass without the drums. And this is just giving it this sense of elevation. It's insane. This is insane how good this is. Let's continue. Drum kit again, going for the drums. I like it. So we are doing a partial recapitulation and we are adding new stuff. Because there's some material that we are bringing back from the start while introducing these other elements that weren't there the first place. This is a really good way of developing material and revisiting material. So let's see. Oh, and the voices doubling with the guitars there, doing like kind of the same melody. That was just tight. The way it was done, because it wasn't the entire melody. It was a partial part of the melody that was doubled and then harmonized and then back to being doubled. That was, So, the concept of harmonizing versus doubling. So, when it comes to music and instrumentation, a doubling is when you have more than one instrument playing the same melody in the same notes. Just maybe different, the range that they're in, something like that. Harmonizing is when you play the same rough idea or the same overall shape. You're just playing from a different point in the scale. So doing these two in a row would make you have, let's say we have this melody over here, right? We have this melody over here, and then melody number 2 starts the same, then goes off, does its own thing, and then continues on, and then maybe at the end we split again. And it's just, it's chef's kiss kind of thing when you do this right. Because then, not only are you harmonizing and you are doubling, but by creating these harmonies, you are creating accents. And accents are, they can be fairly tricky when it comes to music. Accents are when you want to highlight specific moments in your tracks. In the music, on whatever is happening musically. Usually a certain part of the rhythm. So doing it, sorry, I just hit the microphone. So doing that with a melody is particularly tricky Because then you have to come up with something like harmonization or doublings, and you have to make it work. So, No, Hector, you're good. You're good. So let's see. Welcome to today, by the way. And we're having this moment. I know what this reminds me of. For anybody who has watched Moulin Rouge, it's a movie with Ewan McGregor. It's an older movie at this point. Not too old, but you know, it's Ewan McGregor's early career. This part over here reminds me of Roxanne. The song Roxanne. So I should... Oh, I appreciate it, Nico. Thank you. So yeah, if you ever listen to the song Roxanne from Moulin Rouge, by the way, Moulin Rouge, really bizarre film, great musical with Ewan McGregor. Like, Ewan McGregor can sing. Really cool, really cool movie, and it has some insane music. It's very bohemian, so it's quite tricky to do, but yeah. This part over here reminds me of the build-up in Roxanne. So, and it's a beautiful song, Roxanne. So, all right, let's continue. Variation on that earlier bit. So we're doing a variation of this flute-like synth, but at the same time, it's sounding a little bit like a solo. I like this middle ground, because a lot of bands, a lot of music does this, where you have this middle ground between a solo and a melody. So it's There it goes. Yeah, this sounds like a solo. Ooh, and we go from fast to slow. We just slow the entire thing down, and Oh boy. We are taking the rhythm of the siren blaring before, and we are just putting the entirety of the band there. Oh, that's a really cool way of bringing back... This is a really good way of reusing the concept of that siren. Oh, Inverted Desire? Nice. Oh, yeah. We bring back the vocals. And I like how the drums was able to just bring up the rhythm by bringing in the hi-hat. And now that same speed from the hi-hat is on the kick drum. And now it's just a lot faster. We still haven't had a snare, so the beat is still kind of So yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, the snare is now playing off against the kick drum. This is really cool. Guitars come back with that beautiful melody. Guitar solo! Okay, so we got a guitar solo, and usually when you do solos, you are in kind of like free reign territory. You're kind of in free reign territory. You can bring up almost anything you want. You can do almost as much new material as you want. You are free. The solos are the one place where you are free to break the balance between what is new and what is familiar. You still need some semblance of familiarity, but this is where you can really go off the rails, and it's going to sound cool. Because again, in music, not everything is going to be a rule. Like, rules, what people call rules, are common practices. What usually works, what usually doesn't work. theory isn't everything, and music is proof of that. Again, if you want a piece of music that, in theory, should be something that gets you kicked out of music school, is Canon in D. If you look up Canon in D, it's a beautiful piece of music that, in theory, should get you kicked out of music school because of how bad it's written. But it's beautiful. But it simply works. And there are some pieces that, in theory, should be beautiful and just aren't. So, let's see. Nice, Corby, nice. And this is not entirely new material. The guitar was doing this rhythm before. It's just that before the drums wasn't doing it with the guitar. And now that we are doing it with the guitar, now it's tight because it's the guitar solo. So now we're behaving. We're acting together to let the guitar have the spotlight. You remember when I talked about, oh, the guitar isn't entirely like on rhythm, the same rhythm as the drums? It was building towards this. There is foreshadowing. There was foreshadowing here. Oh god, Nico. Ooh. Oh, and we bring the drums back. And not the drums, we bring the piano back, and the piano is doubling and harmonizing with the guitars. Dude, this is a climax right here. This is insane. How the hell is this a Roblox thing? Like, every time the guitars hit, the piano does the actual, not just harmonization, but it does the actual harmony. Oh my god, this is, Bonfire, yeah, title only for people on YouTube, yes. Okay, now we're about to enter outro territory. Let's see where this goes. We bring back this rhythm with the voices. Okay, more in a marching, we bring back the vocals. We take away the drums. We bring the guitar back for this. With the piano, we bring some of the earlier voices back. We bring the siren back, the beeping back. And the guitar is doing that really cool melody, now on the lower side. And it loops. And it loops perfectly. It's made to loop infinitely. It ends with a half cadence. So this is a good thing. So half cadence. This is the one exception to cadences that we have. Really good ending because it slows everything down so that it can pick up right from the start. So when it comes to music, once again, you're doing one of two things. You are building tension or you are resolving that tension. And that point in between we call a cadence. But a half cadence is just half of that. You keep the tension up and you don't resolve it on purpose, because usually it's going to get resolved in the next section. That's what a half cadence does. This was done in this piece so that you could just loop it back and start playing it over again. Like, just check it, right? Like, I'm going to play the last few seconds and I'm going to immediately click replay. It loops perfectly. It loops perfectly. This... How the hell is this Roblox, dude? This is insane. This is insane. The level of craftsmanship here is really good. There you go. That was ELEISON by Natigonis from the Deepwoken OST. Man, that was really, really cool. Holy shit, man, that was awesome. Once again, everybody, it's a Basterd's LFA, Layman-Friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what has happened here musically. If you're watching this on the YouTube archive, thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, follow the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Consider becoming one of them paid memberships so that you support the channel even further. I am looking into ways of bringing members on the content for other stuff. We'll see. And if you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 4 seconds, I'll be linking it in the description. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, link available down below to the Discord. Go to the LFA requests channel, follow the instructions on the pinned messages over there. And if you want to watch the streams live, links down below to the Twitch and the Discord with this schedule showing in your local time zone so that you don't have to calculate, because we do 6 p.m. Central European time, most Mondays through Fridays. What does that mean for your local time zone? It's on the Twitch, it's on the Discord, on the stream schedule for that reason. And yeah. There you go. That was really, really cool, man. Hell yeah. ELEISON from the Deepwoken OST from Roblox, man. These are incredible. This is incredible. But yeah.